How can eye issues be helped with nervous system rehabilitation? We all know what it means to rehabilitate a knee or a shoulder or a hip or even go to cardiac rehab, but what does it mean to rehabilitate the nervous system, which controls all of the tissues, organs, and glands in our body? It means that we help the nervous system work to a higher capacity. And so when we're working with neurology, we're often working with the cranial nerves, and the cranial nerves control all things basically in our head and into our neck. And our cranial nerves 3, 4, and 6 control our eye movements. They allow us to look up, to look down, to look to the side, and they allow us to accommodate, meaning focus our eyes from far to near. When those cranial nerves are off, it can create a lot of disturbance. So the thing that prompted this video today was I was testing a person with classical muscle testing like any physician would do. They were weak with their finger flexors, C8. That's a myotome, a specific nerve to specific muscle connection. That was weak. Wrist extension was weak, C6, and finger abduction, holding the fingers apart, was weak. That's T1. I'm making this video both for patients and for doctors that I know that work with eyes. And so these muscles were weak with classical muscle testing, but it wasn't until I went to the cranial nerves that I could strengthen these, because working with the person's spine did not strengthen them. When I went to the cranial nerves, I found an imbalance in 3, 4, and 6. What I was doing was having the person follow my finger in a figure 8 pattern, and then I was taking a indicator muscle and seeing if that indicator muscle, in doctor terms, inhibited or didn't totally lock like it should. And then we knew that there was a cranial nerve weakness. We used red light therapy. Red light therapy helps the nervous system wake up and pay attention and reset itself. For the doctors, it works on the chromophores and the mitochondria to increase ATP production, help with nitric oxide release and reactive oxygen species. Now, so we used the red light therapy on the base of the brain while I had the person follow my finger into the positions until they went strong and no longer inhibited or went weak. And then we got that reset. Once we got that reset, we went back to the myotomes and tested them, and they were all strong. Remember, I could not get them strengthened with just a regular chiropractic work. We had to go to the cranial nerves in this case, and that's because this person had just gotten progressive bifocals and they weren't used to them yet. Would they have gotten used to them in time and that went away? Maybe, but I could certainly speed up the process for sure. And if we need to adjust to also reboot the nervous system, we do it with no twisting or popping, very gentle. Use this arthrostim, which gently taps 12 times a second. Now, the second person that came in with an eye issue today, they really came in for a musculoskeletal issue, but I was getting nowhere working with them, again, until I went to the eyes. And this person had LASIK surgery last week, and their nervous system was so confused that I was getting mixed signals from the other neurological testing that I was doing. So I held the red light up to the base of the brain, and then I had them follow my eyes in and out until that reset, and then I could finish the adjustment and make all the other neurological corrections I needed to. But because they had LASIK and the accommodation reflex wasn't fully reset yet, I couldn't really do anything else with them. And so we were able to assist them to quickly get back on track and help them by resetting that. Now, the other thing that can be a big player and a big deal for a lot of people with chronic eye issues is if the corneal reflex is not fully functioning. And we may think of that in terms of people that have had strokes or in comas or whatever, but I'm talking about for everyday people that just it's not working up to par. And again, we want it to work as close to 100% as we can. So what we're going to do there is we're going to take a strong indicator muscle. We're going to have the person close their eyes and lightly put their finger on their eyeball or over their eyeball. and see if that indicator muscle inhibits or doesn't lock. And if it does, then we're going to need to again use the red light therapy while the person holds their finger on the eyeball, and they may look up, they may look down. We'll test it in different positions of the eye and reset that reflex. And then if we need to go a little deeper with the reflex, we're going to take a very gentle wisp of cotton, and then we're going to have them look to the side. Then we're going to start with the iris or color part of the eye and move to the white of the eye. Just a very light touch, and see if they blink, and see if they get tears, and see if the muscle inhibits. And through those three ways, we're going to find that corneal reflex not working up to par, and we're going to reset that. Again, with the red light therapy and with a gentle no twisting or popping adjustment. And that may be able to help a person heal better and faster from various eye issues, and especially dry eyes and things like that. So if you're having a chronic eye issue and you know darn well your physicians are doing the right things to help you, it could be that your nervous system needs to be rehabilitated and work at a higher level. And that's what we do with our technique called quantum neurology that I'm certified in, is we help your nervous system raise the bar, so to speak, and function at a higher level. And by doing so, you can heal better and faster and more completely, and we can help your physicians have a better result. So if you have a chronic eye issue, it's not resolving, see what nervous system rehabilitation could do to help you out. I'm Dr. Michael Winters, Winters Wellness Chiropractic Redefined. You can call our office at 270-554-214, and be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube here and like us on Facebook.